Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Just to make you aware though, I haven't actually used the DJI Ronin 4D, so I've got no experience with it whatsoever. I just wanted to make that clear before you started watching the wrong video. So if you're looking for a review of this product, then this is not the video for you. However, I will be talking about my thoughts about this camera slash gimbal. I want to point out my favorite features of this new product because I think some things are incredibly innovative and I can't wait to see those features in other cameras and gimbals in the future. I'm going to be telling you why I won't be buying this, but also I'm going to tell you what I think they could have done instead. And they might have sold more. Who knows? Who am I to say? Let me start by saying it looks incredible. For what it is, I think they've done a fantastic job. It's obviously going to be great quality. The engineering and the innovation in all DJI products are fantastic, always have been, and they just keep raising the bar, and it's incredible because they're taking what creatives want and they're just running with it. So whatever they do is fantastic. Let's just let that be said. First of all, people are moaning about the price. They're saying it's expensive, and yes, it is expensive, but let's dive a bit deeper and think about what we're getting for that. You're getting a 4-axis gimbal by DJI, one of the leading brands when it comes to gimbals, in fact the leading brand. You're also getting a cinema camera, let's not forget, a monitor, wireless system. You're getting all of this stuff, and I think it's a great price because, well, let's look at the Sony for example. It's nearly £4,000 on its own just for the body. Then you've got to buy lenses, then you've got to buy a gimbal for it. It is a good price, let's not forget that. The problem is with that is people have already invested in their camera system, for example. So spending an extra 6 to 9 grand does sound a lot. But this is where the confusion happens, and I guess we'll talk about it a little bit later on in this video. Nah, let's just do it now. Basically, I think maybe where they could have marketed it is, I suppose if you haven't got a professional camera yet and you just want to take that step up and you don't want to buy a gimbal separately and monitor and all that sort of stuff, maybe this is the route to go down. However, I will say that then you're stuck with that camera on a gimbal. Sometimes you don't want to do that, sometimes you want to go handheld. That's why people who have invested in a camera, they don't want to be stuck in one system. They don't want to be stuck with a gimbal. What I feel like they could have done is just released the gimbal part of it with the monitoring and all that sort of stuff separately, and you put your camera in it. That would be well worth 2 grand probably, because you're going to get a lot of stuff and a lot of features, and I think a lot more people would have bought into it then, whereas I'm not going to buy one, and I know a lot of other people have said they're not going to buy them either for that reason. So my favourite features: 4-axis gimbal, absolutely insane. I've watched a few people's videos on it and I actually wondered if they'd filmed it on that or if they'd used something else. Excuse me, but they actually filmed it on that by running. It's just super smooth, so that up and down stabilization comes in so handy, especially when you're running. So I think that is incredible, and they need to bring that out in future gimbals. Hopefully they will. The monitor looks incredible. It looks like a great size. It looks flexible and easy to maneuver. I think that's great. I love built-in monitors that are actually good, and this one looks like it could be one of the best built-in monitors that there is. But my favorite feature above all is the manual focus metering. So instead of having the focus peaking, they've got this new system, this new way of doing it that sort of maps out a 3D image of your focus points, and you can just dial that in really easily. I think every camera system should be using this feature. It's just next level. Because I'm quite new to manual focus, so any sort of metering that makes that easier is more than welcome. So I'd love to see other companies using those features in the future. So who do I think this is for? Because of the price, it's definitely not a beginner thing. But for people like us who have already invested in a camera system, they might have a few camera bodies, a bunch of lenses, and they might already have a gimbal. What's the point in buying it? The only thing you're getting is the 4-axis gimbal. But could you do without that and just spend 500 quid or so on a gimbal and you'd be alright? You could make do with the little up and down motions. Would you spend over 6 grand on it? I don't think so. You know, the more professional people are gonna have this equipment available to them anyway, so they're not gonna buy it. So who is it for? Maybe people who haven't invested too much in a camera system yet. Maybe it's for those people. But then again, they are stuck with a camera on a gimbal. You can't go handheld. I don't know. Maybe, have they done it wrong? I'm not sure. But what they have done is created a lot of special features that I want to see in the future. Let me know what you think in the comments. I always love to know what your thoughts are on these new things. Plenty of videos coming, as I always say, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get notified. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.